Grand Rising. I am in my car. It's about 7 something and it's been raining outside. Normally I would go sit outside and record, but I'm not trying to get my booty wet. And my girls are sleeping, so I don't want to wake them inside. And if you are a parent of a small toddler or baby, you understand. But once they wake up, that's it. But I wanted to get on and deliver the message that Spirit gave me. Spirit actually woke me up at well, this was yesterday, but Spirit woke me up at I want to say 1 o'clock in the rising, in the AM. And I was sleeping good too. You know how you be sleeping good and Spirit wake you up? But I pray to Spirit. I'm like, Spirit, be gentle with me, because when it comes to kind of supernatural things, like when I was a kid, I was like a freaking scaredy cat. And I've had so many paranormal experiences growing up. So I'm like, Spirit, please just be gentle with me when it comes to the spirit realm. But Spirit kicked on my bed. And I was like, thanks, Spirit. You know, that wasn't very gentle. You really, really woke me up. But I know me, and it wasn't crazy, crazy, but I could really feel it. But I know me, I would go to sleep. You know, if I didn't set the intention, especially at 1 o'clock, because that's way earlier than what I would normally get up, I would definitely go back to sleep. My Spirit was like, no, I need you to get up. And, I'm not sure if it was my higher self or my guides, I'm not exactly sure specifically, but I just say Spirit because I know it's one of those. But, yeah, so I want to talk about the concept of duality. And for me, this is a concept that's kind of confusing, because I'm like, Spirit, why not just be good, do good? Why all the extra? You know what I mean? But the way Spirit broke it down to me is that Source, being the all in its original form, is nothing but pure love consciousness. It doesn't have an identity. It doesn't have individuality in my name's Amira, your name is Sue, you know. So, and this is pure form energy before anything is created. It's just love. It's just source, And it's it's rawest form before the creation is made, which is pure potentiality. And from this form, Spirit can create anything to experience itself and know itself. But to experience itself and know itself, it separates into fractals. Scientists call it the Big Bang, to experience itself and know itself. And stick with me, because I'm still getting the information too. But in order to do this, when you have a creation or you have an idea, whatever that idea is, it automatically creates its opposite, because it's infinite. It's the infinite possibilities of everything that could be created. And in order to know itself, you have to also encounter and experience what you're not, to know what you're not, to know what you are. And in a sense, you can say the all is tapping into certain aspects of itself to learn, grow, experience, to come back into full realization of what and exactly what it is. Know thyself. And when you have, I'm not specifically sure on all the exact timelines and education, everything. I'm still awakening, still learning this stuff. But from what Spirit told me, of course, we're multidimensional beings, and there are certain, what do you call it? Dimensions. Certain dimensions, like you know how they say 5D, 3D, all that. So as you go down in dimensions, because like in the higher dimensions, they don't deal with duality. Because I gotta cut this light back on. I need that light because I can't see y'all there. Just cut off on me. I guess it's trying to save the battery, but oh, there you go, right there. Don't be blinking though. I ain't trying to lose my thought, but yes, yeah. In the higher realms, you don't have duality because you're getting closer to source, back to the all, and things are less dense there. But when you go down in frequency and in dimension, that's when things become more dense, and you are able to experience this physical realm in the solid form that you know it. So, with more density comes more of a lower frequency. Otherwise, the physical reality wouldn't be the reality that you know it to be. You wouldn't have this solid body that you have. You would be more of a light being, which is what we are ascending towards and going towards. So, you know, without this sense of duality, you wouldn't have the physical realm that you know it to be. So, with that, leaves the opportunity to forget who you are, being that you're in the physical realm, and forget that you are source. You know, you are a spiritual being having a physical experience. And with that comes duality, being that in forgetting, you know, you can also, because we all have free will, you can also, you know, maybe fall into fear or darkness or negativity or jealousy or hatred or whatever, more of the negative polarity of thinking. And this is where the concept of hell comes in. And for me, this is intense because I don't really like that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Especially growing up Christian where they threw that down your throat, you know what I mean? I'm just like, ugh, no, I don't like it. But hell is not a place where all souls go for, you know, being bad on earth, or a place that was created to just kick, you know, souls down in forever and ever, all eternity. No, it is a state of mind. It is a place created by the self from all the negative thinking, from all the, you know, more lower vibrational thoughts, feelings in your heart and in your mind. And of course, you can make it very real. You can also experience hell on earth, you know, depending on your state of mind. So these beings, of course, you know, come from source, and they still have the ability to return to source. They just need healing in their mind and in their hearts. Um, so yes, because because life is source. All that is source is life, and without source, there's no life. So these entities, these beings who have turned to darkness or whatever, or evil, that's a better one. When you not better, both. When you completely let the Lord negativity consume you, you become evil in a sense when you choose that. They still need the light to survive, because otherwise, you know, you're just gonna end up in an abyss somewhere. If you think about it, like, and I'm definitely still learning about this. You think about civilizations like Atlantis, for example, that you know, was destroyed because of, you know, these concepts or whatever. So negative beings still need the light to survive. So this is where possession comes in, where they try to feed on humans for source of survival. With all this negative thinking, you have negative thoughts that can also too become its own consciousness and thrive and survive off people who put their energy into it. So it's like a vicious cycle. But the good news, like I said before, is that these beings too still have, because if you have darkness, you also have light, because the dark in this realm, it balances out the light, you know what I'm saying? So those beings too still have the opportunity to return back to source. And you may say, like, well, how in the world will they even remember if they're so like low in low vibrational and just have really turned to evil? You know, the way it's been told to me is even still those beings will have the opportunity and spirit will show up and, you know, reveal itself and pour light and healing on those beings when it's time. They just have to go through, that's their own process of experience too. So it's no right or wrong in that. That's just, it is what it is. So you may say too, like, okay, a being like me, like looking in the mirror, you know, you may look at yourself and see everything like, whoa, it can be kind of scary because if you look at, my phone cut off. But yeah, so if you look in the mirror long enough, you'll see both the light and the dark and the power to choose between the two. Because it's not like it exists outside of you, but it all exists within you. And that balance between both light and dark. But in that, you can say, hey, well, I know who I am. I am one with the divine. I'm one with the source. So I have the power. I am choosing love over fear. I choose negativity over hatred and jealousy or whatever else. You know what I mean? So that's character. That's true character right there. And it, you know, that free will, you know, gives you that ability to choose who you want to be. So an example of this for me is when I first started my awakening, which is why I always tell Spirit, please go gentle with me because I have spiritual gifts. But due to the Christian religion that I grew up in, which obviously I feel like the original message was, you know, plagiarized and rewritten to instill fear and control and look for God outside of ourselves and give that to an external power. So, of course, you know, I had this feeling of who is God, and I was kind of searching. And I was searching from it, from that place of what I grew up with in Christianity. And I began speaking in tongues every day. And with that, boy, I conjured up something very, very low vibrational, let me tell you. And it scared the crap out of me. I stopped, but then I started like getting downloads of all this information, cool information, which is, it's awesome. And it's led me to where I am today. I do feel like I needed that experience to see what it wasn't to get to, you know, now to see what it is. But then I thought that it was something outside of me, but in actuality, it wasn't, because if you think about it, nothing is really outside the self. These things exist because we give them power with our attention. We believe that they are true, but we don't have to. We can choose to align ourselves to who and what we really are, and that is love. We can choose love in our thoughts, in our minds, in our hearts and our spirits, and all around us. So, just wanted to share my download. And until next time, take care of you. Mwah.